Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Andrew Barbosa and Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What's going on, beautiful people from around the world? What's cracking? Transportation Thursday. I had a hamburger today, and it was delicious. Hamburger and some fries. Don't feel bad about it at all. As you all know, I'm going on a fast for 4 days starting Sunday. So I'm getting ready for that right now. I'm pumped. How y'all doing? It's Thursday. Anything new? Anything exciting? Any big weekend plans? Indy says, why the fast? Honestly, just because another trader was doing it and he challenged me. And I was like, man, that sounds pretty difficult. And then one of my good friends, Sean, said, no way, you can't do it. And so you guys know how I am when someone says I can't do something. Honestly, that's it. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it to see if I can. I've never done it before, so why not? Why not try something new? Jesse's doing it with me too, by the way, if you guys want to know. Jesse's going to be doing it also starting Sunday night. So next week, during every trading floor until Thursday, you guys will know I haven't eaten. It's going to be terrible. Woo! But I'm doing it just because Sean said I couldn't. That's pretty much it. I've never fasted before in my life. Never once. A fast for me is from lunch to first dinner. That's my fast. Going all the way from first lunch to first dinner, oh, brutal. Yeah, so we're in the same boat, man. So me and you we're gonna experience this together. Anyway, just letting you guys know that's the newest event. That's the newest event in my life, other than I'm going up to Indianapolis this weekend, actually tomorrow, to hang out with Brad and his family. I wish Angie lived 4 hours away, but she lives on the other side of the country.
You know I'd be there.
I know. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I would just live with you if you just lived 4 hours away.
Same with Hawaii, man. Boy, I'd be there.
No.
I know.
Oh, no. I get over to Hawaii even less, but that's coming up, too. So I'm going to go see Brad, and then I'm going to go see Johnny Guarco in Hawaii at the end of December, and I'm pretty pumped about that. Anyway. I'm jazzed. It's Transportation Thursday. Let's pull up what I'm looking at today. Give me 7 seconds. There we go. What is this? Okay, that one. All right, so here's what we're checking out today after we look at the broader markets. There's nothing to report, ladies and gentlemen. We're bullish. We made higher highs again today. A little bit of an upper shadow on the SPY. Things will probably start calming down at some point, but the SPY, higher highs, the Qs, a little bit of an upper shadow, but all is well that ends okay. Here's the IWM. The IWM crushing it right now, going wild. IWM made a new higher high. So really the Qs, only thing that hasn't made a new higher high yet. Here's your Dow Jones. It also made a new high with an incredible volume, ladies and gentlemen. This is really fantastic, this volume. It kind of makes me wonder if this is exhaustion volume. I don't know. But anyway, that's pretty much it. The broad markets, I don't think there's much else to talk about. We're going up. So from here, if you're not in, don't be chasing at this point. If you're not in bullish on whatever it is, your IRA, 401k, long-term stuff, or short-term trades on the broad markets specifically, I wouldn't say this is the exact time to be getting in today. A little bit of a pullback and, kind of make the moves from there. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got on the broad markets. The only directional swing trade we got is this one, Berry Plastic, which is up today. Ticker symbol BERY. And I mentioned yesterday I won't do anything with this one until this time next week. So we're just going to have to sit back and more or less hope together that this thing can break through this resistance right here. That's all we can do on Berry Plastic. I mean, yeah, we could exit right now for almost an R, but I feel like that'd be a little bit I don't know if premature is the right term, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white candles in a row. So, you know, if you got yourself a nice little inside week this week, and next week is another inside week, and then the week after that starts popping. I mean, we're in shares, so we're good. We're going to be good. And I mean, Jason's got all the way till January. I'm in this trade because Jason's awesome. That's pretty much why I'm in. So I'm like, man, I want to be like Jason, so I'm hopping in, seeing what's going on out here, and take it from there. All right. Berry Plastics. On like Donkey Kong. What do we got looking at first today? Caterpillar and Hawaiian Airlines. Okay, let's hop over to Caterpillar. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's start rocking and rolling. I'm looking at Caterpillar for one person. I don't know if anyone else is in Caterpillar. I'm going to put Home Depot on. I think Home Depot's on for tomorrow. I forgot to reply to Pageu's email. Sorry, Pageu, I forgot to reply to you, but I just remembered it. So Home Depot, you got a Pageu. I will check out that one today for you. So Caterpillar, I'm going to look at a weekly chart, just kind of show you guys what Caterpillar has been doing the last few days. And it has been making some good moves these last few weeks. I mean, you got a good rotation in here. Kind of looks like we're in a wave 3 or a wave 5. Worst case scenario, I imagine Caterpillar pulls back to this price range, which is about $90. Right at that $90 price mark is a really good support resistance level. Right about where Niels has his put sale. So Niels' put sale is going to be expiring tomorrow. And this is a really good breakout. I like Caterpillar longer term as a stock. This is a fun stock to be in long term. You know, own shares, do covered calls, get dividends, that kind of thing. So if it does pull back to this general $90 mark, I might be considering maybe snagging me some. Just because I do like the stock, I do like the company. I know this $81.25 price is a really, really strong level. And there's a lot of people mentioning, and a lot of people are kind of thinking, you know, U.S. American infrastructure. That's something that Mr. Donald J. Trump has mentioned that he's likely going to, I don't know if repair is the right word to really sum up what he's been saying. But anyway, he wants to work on American infrastructure. And a lot of people are starting to hop into some of these infrastructure type of companies, whether it be concrete, whether it be steel, whether it be construction, machinery, lumber, something like that. You know, traders are investing in. That could be a good word, Niels. Investing in the U.S. Infrastructure. So anyway, a lot of investors, I think, with that kind of portfolio mindset, are flooding into some of these companies like Caterpillar, U.S. Steel, American Airlines, U.S. Concrete, just to name a few. And anyway, Caterpillar looks good. I don't think it's going to drop to 90 by tomorrow, Niels. You should be just fine. And we'll just kind of see what happens from there. Jill said, just watch out for his tweets. I know. Oh, it cracks me up. It cracks me up, this whole Twitter thing with Donald Trump. Man, oh man, it's funny. Joe said, Neil, did Jeremy teach you to sell these puts? I don't know if I taught him that or not, but we've been trading together for, 5 years. Me and Neil's been trading together for like 4 or 5 years. So he's just been rocking and rolling, man. I think at one point he asked me, why do you sell so many puts? And I was like, man, it's because it's so bullish. The market's been so bullish. He's like, really? Yeah, dude. He's like, okay. So he's been crushing it since then. I think Niels has had one losing week since May. something like that. Something amazing. Wendell says, what's up, everyone? What's going on, Wendell? How's it going, man? So, yeah, all right, that's my thoughts on Caterpillar. I like it at 90 a lot if and when we retrace to there. I do know Niels and a lot of other traders that are put sale fans. A lot of them are waiting until after the FOMC meeting. So just as an FYI, I have no idea what kind of volatility is going to come in next week or the week after, but expecting, and I would love to see some dips in the general market. The general market, I am really keeping an eye on everything out there just to see what's going to happen. because a pullback would be great. Anyway, it's a retest gap right here on Caterpillar, right about there. I think we'll retest that gap and take it from there. All right, so there's Caterpillar. Justin, working with you in the past, man, you definitely have the ability to sell some puts, even if it's just one or two, companies at a time. I know you'd be able to. It's not a very fun or exciting strategy, man. It's very boring. It's consistent and it's boring. Really. It's like, let's say Niels did only 100 contracts, or not 100 contracts. Geez, that would be a party. 100 shares, one contract at 92. He maybe made like $45. And if the stock came down to 92, then he spends $9,200 buying the shares, holds onto the shares, do covered call, and you just do covered calls until you get exercise. So yes, you do have to have a margin account to do put sales, unless you're doing a cash secured put sale, which yes, you do have to have the capital money up front to do that put. Yep, you're absolutely right. But if you got a margin account and if you've been trading with your broker for a while, you can do put sales on margin, and the margin is not as bad as you think it is. It's not as bad as you think it is. Let me just give you an example really here, since we're talking about it. I know I'm going to go on a tangent. I will put this in the chat pane, naked margin option calculator, if you guys ever want to practice and just see what kind of margin we're talking about. So for example, on Caterpillar, since I mentioned just a moment ago, I really wouldn't mind owning it 90. It wouldn't stress me out at all. 200 shares would be, $18,000. So $18,000. So let's hypothetically say, this is not super hypothetical. But as an example, for right this exact second, because I haven't planned on doing this until just now, so I'm not going to do this tomorrow or anything. If anything, Monday. But let's say I go out to January and I do, give me 20 seconds. I go out to January and I do an 87.50 put sale for 2 contracts. If I sold it, let's say tomorrow morning, I'd probably be able to get 75 cents. All right, so here's the way this works. Underlying price, 96.27. Option contracts 2. Option strike, 87.50. To put, I'm bringing in 76 cents. Calculate the margin. So this is the margin actually that would go on hold in your account. It's not that bad, right? If you have the approval level for it, it could depend on the broker, but it's only going to put on $2,000 actually on hold, which is not bad at all. So it's not terrible. Even with 2 contracts, yes, you'd technically, if the stock comes down there, you'd have to buy back that put sale for, you have to buy that put sale for more than you sold it for, or you have to get put the stock. So theoretically, and this is not very theoretical, you just have to have an option approval level in your broker to do this, but you could do 10 contracts. Let's just play with this for a second. You could do 10 contracts and your margin on hold is only 10 grand. Okay. So then obviously, if you do a 10 contracts at $76 per strike price, okay, that's $760 that you're going to make on Caterpillar as long as Caterpillar stays above 87.50 between now and January. Obviously, as the stock goes down, that option premium will go up. So the way I like to see it is if I'm selling it for 76 cents, the probability for put sales expiring in the money is very low. If you have any kind of inkling about technical analysis, probabilities for a safer put sales probably like 10%. So if I'm doing a 10% out of the money put sale, I could do 9 out of 10 of those. I wouldn't have to worry about anything. And then if I do the 10th one, right, I could just put a stop at 76 cents plus 76 cents. So I could have a stop at $1.52, which $1.52 technically is a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Does that make sense, Justin? So if I could make $760, that's my potential profit, then I could just simply place a stop at $1.52. Worst case scenario, if Caterpillar just tanks, I have to buy to close at $1.52. I lose that money. I lose my potential $760, and it's a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That's a very strong way to do put sales if you actually don't want to own shares. If you do, and you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to place a stop, don't care, then you do, 2 contracts or however many contracts you want to own. 2 contracts at $87.50 would be, like I said, right under 18 grand. So if I want to put up 18,000 and in my head I go, okay, this 18K is tied up, not doing anything with it, then you're only looking at $152 of premium. That's it. You're looking at $152 worth of premium on those 2 contracts. So it's not a lot of money, right? We're talking small chump change. It's not, I get it. It's not a lot, but you're like, okay, let's say if you have a larger account, I'd say larger accounts, 80,000 plus, then you could funnel off a few put sales and then just trade 25K actively, and then let's say you do 152, every 6 weeks times 6 stocks, it can add up, and it's just a slow burn from there. It's a slow burn. Anyway, I know it's like kind of a random topic. I do have some put sale premium chat on reallifetrading.com, some videos. And again, if you guys ever have any questions about it, it is one of my favorite strategies because I've always understood stocks immediately. People buying stock, I've always gotten that. So owning stock doesn't scare me. Yes, you have to have money in the account to do that, but I like owning stock. And yes, you have to have at least. You can't really do put sales on a $2 grand account. You do have to have some money in there for sure. Cool. And if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. That strategy is not really suited for someone if you got like a $3,000 to $5,000 account. This is not your strategy. Again, some people in the world are just in different places. So if you have a $200,000 account, you're probably doing some put sales in there somewhere. So you need a bigger account to do it, but once you have a little bit of a bigger account, that's okay. Any questions on that? Adrian says, average around 2 to 3K a month by selling puts for premium. I love it. Steven says, oh, well, maybe next year when I get my account up to 3,000. Yeah, man, bring it on up. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so that's Caterpillar. Sorry, long chat. I just love Niels. That's pretty much the topic of that conversation. Niels is awesome. That's what I'm trying to get at. Hawaiian Airlines. This is a airline that I've never been on, and it is crushing it today, up 4%. So this is a daily chart. The reason I'm bringing American Airlines up is J Bones, aka Johnny Guarco, the guy I'm going to go see in Hawaii. I told him if he trades profitably 4 months in a row, 4 months ago, that would come to Hawaii, and he did it. So I'm coming. So anyway, he bought somewhere back in here and exited right here for 3 Rs on January calls. So Hawaiian Airlines, he snagged it. Justin, Hawaiian Airlines only flies between the islands, actually. Isn't that weird? I didn't know that either. It just flies. I told you guys this, right? I think I did. It's kind of embarrassing. I promise I actually was good at geography once. I thought the islands of Hawaii were so close together that you could just, like, swim to the other one. Like, oh, it's right there. Just hop over to Maui. Nope, you got to fly. You could take a boat or a ferry, but they take a little bit to get over there. Depends on which island you're going to. Yeah, you got to fly. That's what Hawaiian Airlines does. It flies back and forth between the islands. Pretty cool. So yeah, my flight pattern is I kind of did a little bit of a travel hack, but I'm going Southwest to Burbank, Virgin Airlines from LA to Honolulu, and then United back from Honolulu to Los Angeles, Southwest back from Los Angeles to Nashville. So 4 different one-way flights. Kind of crazy. Troy, I know you're a chatty Cathy today. I am, man. I'm sorry. But if you get a chance, you can take a look at Win. Yes, I will snag Win. We don't have too much on the docket today. I'm looking at Hawaiian Airlines mostly just saying, hey, good job, Johnny Guarco. He made a little over 3 Rs. And at this point, I mean, Hawaiian Airlines is at all-time highs. I will give him all the props in the world. Don't know if he's going to watch this recording or not. But Johnny, when I was in Hawaii, told me to load up when it was at $13. And I didn't. I did buy some. You guys probably remember back in 2014, I was buying it. He said, load up and hold on strong. And I didn't. Remember that? He was, Steven. He was. He told everyone, he's like, load up on this stock. I did. I made some money on it. I made some money in this time frame right here. And I did some put sales back here. But ever since then, ever since right about here, I kind of didn't lose track of it necessarily, but I just haven't traded it as profitably as Johnny has. He is just wrecking this. Anyway, good times. That's Hawaiian Airlines. Here is American Airlines. So this is a weekly chart on American. And this is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Big deal. 4707 is a very, very good resistance on Hawaiian Airlines, and we close above that this week. So on the airlines, I know some of them are feeling a little bit extended. So is the market. I'm waiting. Any kind of buying I'm doing on stuff is going to be a pullback. So here's a limit buy. Here's the daily chart. So I'm not going to do this trade officially, not yet. And if you're wondering why, I know that there's going to be a pullback coming in the market. I just don't know how strong it's going to be, but I'm going to wait until at least tomorrow's candle closes and I get a candle on a weekly. But if you're trading a Hawaiian Airlines, that's it, right? That's a pretty crisp setup right there. And just because we know we're living in it right now, we know the market's extended, it's really, really high. Any kind of bullish trades we're taking, I'm going to be quick about them. Unless it's like a nice cheap stock that's buy low, sell high. If I'm buying something that's extended, kind of like Hawaiian Airlines, it's going up, I don't know, more than 20% in the last month or two. Buy the dip. But this is a good setup on American. I do like it. I'm gonna come back to it Monday of next week. By that time, I won't have eaten for like 24 hours, and we'll look at it together. Monday, American Airlines. I'll just see what it does. So I want this weekly candle to close up here. It would be a nice new white soldier candle. And the good news is I do kind of have an inkling. This is what I'm thinking: a 1, 2, 3 short retest, bounce, longer retest, and then a wave 5 begins. That's what I'm planning. So for my option traders or aggressive traders, you could catch that little bounce. There's no reason to be afraid of that. And then once that bounce comes in, if I was trading American Airlines next week bullish, my plan is going to be, hey, get in, make an R, snag out, and then wait for that bigger retest to come in and then snag some, and then trade up to 55. So American Airlines bullish, just waiting for the entry. Delta, pretty glad that we didn't get into this bear call spread. I kept waiting and waiting. When we were looking at it was just a few days ago, back in here, and we had that tweezer top pattern. I was like, okay, guys. I was like, if on Monday, if it does not make a higher high, well, Monday made a higher high, right? That was my note. We said, all right, if Monday makes a higher high, I'm not going to do this bear call spread. It definitely did. Monday made a higher high because you got a tweezer top right there. And again, I was like, all right, is it going to roll over or not? Nope, did not. So I don't know if anyone in that bear call spread. If you are, let me know. Not a big deal. I'm sure we can unravel that successfully. But on Delta, check this out. Gosh, that was just a beautiful trade. I still feel really good about getting in bullish down here. I feel happy about that. Delta is straight up into some resistance. So there's no question Delta is already there. Passengers, we're already here on Delta. Please get the heck out of the plane. So that's pretty much what's going on. You got these 3 resistances. It's already at that level. And I'm going to give Delta some time for sure. I don't have shares of Delta anymore. If I did, I'd probably be looking to sell a 55 December, January covered call. Speaking of covered call, I know my boy Stan Jewell has a $50 January covered call on Southwest Airlines. We'd love to have you. So here's Southwest Airlines. Big bullish breakout. Shout outs to Brian Montgomery, who started trading Southwest Airlines and using the hourly charts. He just crushed this trade. So good job, Brian. Here was his analysis after this candle right here came in. His analysis was, all right, I'm going to go bullish above here, and I'm going to set my stop right here. So he got triggered in, emailed me right here and asking if he was dumb, and I said, nope, trade still looks good. Trade came down, boom, 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 started popping. He moved up his stop, added to the trade, and then got out at the open of today for a nice little gain. So good job, Brian. A lot of traders track Southwest very frequently. Beautiful candle. We all know that Southwest is a really powerhouse of a stock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got to keep in mind. Look at that triangle. I mean, a three-tailed, one-legged blind squirrel could trade that thing. So we've had a huge breakout. I want to wait for a retest, but I am looking at a good level. I mean, this right here, oh, geez, I'm hoping we pull back in January. Guys, if we pull back in January, I'm going to expect the first part of 2017 to be so flippin' bullish, it's going to be insane. I mean, we've been mentioning for months and months that we're going to keep going higher, and we are. We're at all-time highs again today. So I love Southwest as a company. They're one of the few companies I fly. We have 3 or 4 Southwest pilots who are real-life traders. So if it trades down to here, buy low, sell high. That's what I got. Looking good, looking good. It's a breakout of a triangle. 9 months from now, absolutely expecting Southwest to be higher. 9 months. It sounds like forever, but, you know, it is. Okay, what's the other one? UAL, United. I haven't flown United in a long time. But United is going gangbusters. So I forget who was in this trade. I think it was Ann. She had a November week 2 covered call, which did get exercised for a profit. So Ann's pretty pleased about that. Here's your weekly chart on United. And, I mean, look at that, guys. Too far, too fast, as Adrian said just a moment ago. 2 of my favorite candlestick patterns in the world. If you're going to visit anybody on Christmas, feel free to print this stock chart out. Bring it to them. This could be a present for a lot of people. I'm going to give this present to like 9 people this Christmas. I'm just going to mail it to them and go, hey, learn how to trade the stock market. Look at those 2 candles. This is how much money you could have made. I think that's a great Christmas present. Maybe kids won't appreciate it, but you guys get what I'm saying. Look at those 2 beautiful, I mean, back to back. Back to back. It's like, hey, I'm here. Oh, I'm still here. Woo-wee. You know? So UAL really moving strongly at that supports. Some great candlestick patterns, recognition, and there was a lot of traders who did take it down there. That's just kind of what I'm bringing up. So from here, scooting this up, resistance, yeah, resistance right about there. All right, 72.52, and that's the resistance that we're at. So I'm going to draw this nice purple line, and here's what I would expect. 1 of 2 things. You guys ready? Well, 1 of 3 things. Thing number 1, thing number 2, which would be preferred, and maybe by some stretch of the imagination, thing number 3. Don't know which one's going to play out, of course. I have no idea. But in all 3 scenarios, what's the scenario? I'm looking to buy the dip. Buy the dip. I want to get in on that dip. Buy the bounce. UAL done. Next on the list is Polaris, ticker symbol PII. This is the four-wheeler company. Polaris, PII, pi squared. Who was looking at this one for a bullish swing trade? I forget who it was. Somebody was checking it out, though. This is one of the few transportation companies that looks like a very good buy, like a buy low, sell high, long-term kind of play. Polaris. So that's the weekly. We're really far away from that 100. If I zoom in again, you'll kind of see that pennant pattern looking thing here on the weekly chart. Here's the weekly. I mean, a trade up to here is almost a given. I kind of feel like, in a way. Now, if I come over here to the daily chart, what's the daily chart doing? Ooh, we're right on top of them. Okay. Interesting. So this would be one of those, Justin, that's like, okay, since I looked at the analysis, I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind buying long term. There's no real amazing edge right now, no gaps or anything that says, hey, this is a solid longer term or short term trade. So if I did a trade on this, doing a put sale wouldn't terrify me, because if I did end up getting put to stock, then I wanted to buy it anyway. And if I don't, then I'll make a little bit of money and I won't feel like I'm missing the trade, if it does run, because at least I'm making $17 on it or something, And then if you do get put to stock, it's like, cool, now I got some shares. Let's see if this bad boy bounces. Let's see if this cookie crumbles. Otherwise, for those who are watching Polaris, I would kind of wait for a close above here, or I would be more bullish to non-directional with a bull put spread or put sale around the 75. 75 has good premium, 80 cents, not bad. 75 for January, not too shabby. So that's about 1% of the premium. Meow. Can anyone here play the didgeridoo? Wow, wow, wow. I had some guy, whose house was I at the other day? He was like, I bet you can't play the didgeridoo. I was like, nope, sure can't. Don't know anyone who can. He couldn't either. He just had one. He was like, well, you're from Nashville. I thought everyone could play music there. I was like, no, man, not me. I play the, can I get a number 7 combo, please? Seasoned fries, no mustard or tomato. That's what I play. I play that game. I'm all about that game. All right. Anyways, there's Polaris. I do like that candle. I mean, this is absolutely one to watch for a bullish to bullish non-directional kind of trade setup. Ticker symbol Ford, Donna Lombard and a few other traders keeping a close eye on Fold. So today you have a tweezer top pattern. Tweezer top pattern, which honestly not too bad. It's a little bit of a cheaper stock, but here's what I'm thinking on Ford. There's a lot of traders in Ford. And again, every time I pull up this stock, you guys can guarantee that I'm not trading it. I don't trade Ford at all, but that's okay, right? No big deal. A lot of you do. Invert head and shoulders pattern, and it's an ugly one, so I like it. I like it. It looks like me in kindergarten. So I would look to snag a retest and then buy the dip. Buy the dip. Get in on the dip. So if it does pull back, I know Adrian's in shares, George is in shares, Ed's in shares, Stan's in shares, Donald's in shares. I mean, a lot of people are trading Ford. So that's cool, right? I mean, it pays good dividends. It's Ford. Good old American company. Come on now. Get in the truck. Good old American company. Look to buy the dip if it pulls back, right? Keyword if. If it doesn't, today is a tweezer top pattern. So if by some faint miracle, if Ford were to open above the high of today and the high of yesterday, this thing's going to continue to run. Very similar to GM, General Motors. So General Motors right now hanging out in this pennant pattern. So we're hanging out in this pennant. We're making higher lows and lower highs. So Murthy, I believe you're still in the spread. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not entirely sure, but I think you might be. So on GM, realistically, this is coming up to expiration. So what I'm hoping for, Murthy, is that you get something like this, where we trade lower and the 35, we go below 35 and that expires worthless. Otherwise, if this continues to trade sideways, if it breaks above 36.82, I would just simply buy the close, the 35 call, and hang on to the 36 call for a day or two max, just to try to get a little bit more money out of it, and then hop out of the 36 call option for a small gain, maybe make a little bit of the lost premium back. And I think that's about as good as you can do at this point. General Motors, very good mover, fun one to unravel, and yeah, it was a really good unravel. I feel like we did good on that trade. This was really the candle right here that was like, nope, not happening. And then you really got this gap right here. And then your doji, I mean, what a cute little doji. So really, as far as GM is concerned, here's a weekly chart, and you're right out of resistance, So here's the unravel notes over here on GM. So we're at a very good resistance. Best case scenario, I mean, you're already looking at your max loss on the 35-36 bear call spread. Again, I think there's one or maybe two traders still in that. I only know of one. So if you're sitting at worst case scenario on the spread, and let's see if the FOMC meeting will get a little bit of selling pressure into the market next week, and maybe this one starts to drop, and you lose less than your $1 on the top side of the bear call spread. But otherwise, on General Motors, it looks more bullish than bearish. Here is PBR, and I think it's time on Petro Brazil that we can make this an official swing trade setup. I like it. I think Ford Schwartz is going to be doing put sales on this one. I like this little gap right here. I know the stock gaps a lot. I don't think it's too tight of a stop. I mean, it could obviously gap down strongly, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of consolidation. They have almost relative highs. You're above all the moving averages. Here's your weekly chart. Weekly chart's an inside day candle. If it stays within that candle tomorrow, I like the trade even better. I like Petro Brazil, so I'm going to make it official. Let me hop over to Slack, put this in Slack. All right, an official swing trade. I'm going to do this with shares. It's not a super expensive stock. If you want to do this with options, you're more than welcome to, of course. I would probably look at the $11 call, because it's not very expensive. It's kind of like CHK. So 2 bullish stock trades. 12/8, 2016 PBR. Okay, it's gonna be 1106 by 1030. 1106 by 1035. All right, there we go. Petro Brazil. That's it. Simple as that. 1106 by 1035. Andy says, what month? If you were to buy an option, I would do January, $11 January. I'm going to do this with shares, but if you want to buy an option, I'll do $11 January. Okay, cool. Petro Brazil, done. Bourgeois, ticker symbol BWA. Bourgeois. BWA. So we talked about this one pretty in depth yesterday. This thing is cruising. So from here, it really should trade sideways for a little longer. But coming over here on a weekly chart, I mean, this thing is a big, big breakout. Look at the volumes coming in, huge candle, kind of a double bottom down here. So if and when this thing gets the opportunity to pull back, here's your long-term moving averages. The 100 is going to be a little bit of a resistance, right? So a lot of the there's a lot of energy and transportation stocks that are just battling that 100 simple moving average. And you can see how well this stock does react to its long-term moving averages on a weekly chart. So yeah, if you're in shares, you could consider a covered call above that. Realistically, I could see this thing pulling back down to that old support, new resistance right about there. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, right about there, that previous neckline, right around that $39 mark. And that's probably about it. Very, very strong bullish candle this week. So here's back over to the daily chart, and the 100 simple moving average is now above the 200. So know a lot, some funds like that. I like to break out. Strong bullish trend, just look to buy the dip. And this is one to watch if you know anything about the company or like the company or track it often. This can be a good one to kind of keep an eye on. That's pretty much about it. BWA. Boeing. Troy, tell me what you did to Boeing today. I didn't get any exact numbers from you, which made me cry. I had to go to Target and buy a little bit more Kleenex to clean up all the tears. But we're having a lot of traders do some really, really dirty things on Boeing the last few weeks. Niels, do you have anything on Boeing? I know Adrian's rocking it out right now. He's excited about his covered calls. He said, Boeing, I did buy to close my December 150 call. You did? Okay, awesome. All right, so you're still in some shares. Beautiful. Calls expiring this week. Got in Wednesday. Wednesday? What? Dang, champ. That's what I'm talking about. Good job, man. Good job. Yeah, well, it's nice and bullish. Nice little bullish trend. I mean, honestly, guys, so back on the 26th of October, that was it. This candle right there, we all know what confirmation, and this trend is serious. So I'm still with it. Confirmation, confirmed longer term, 5+ month breakout. Buy a pullback or a rest, retest. So that was the retest. That was the retest. That's a retest. So, you're buying those dips. Really good looking move on Boeing. And at this point, I mean, geez, look at that bounce off the 200. And Niels did more put sales on Boeing than I could count back in here. You did more than one, right, Niels? He's got another one at 148 expiring tomorrow. Nice job, man. I don't even think I need to put that on the list. That one looks great. So this next target is 160. And again, from there, what my expectations are is this, and then you get a wave 4, and then you get a wave 5. So this is definitely a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on Boeing. I'm like 98% confident. I have no idea what that wave 4 is going to look like, but let's go have a good time. Good job, Troy. So you were looking at the hourly chart. If you bought in on Wednesday, then you looked at the hourly chart, you little sneaker. Here's your exponential moving averages. Gap down. There's Wednesday. Gorgeous little hammer candle right there. Pretty much at open on Wednesday, and then just bounce nicely off the 50. Boom, boom. Crushing it. Nice. Well done, man. All right, Lockheed Martin, still a weird one. Here is Lockheed Martin, and some stuff happened today, folks. Remember, I've been watching Lockheed Martin, and I have not been sold on the bullishness. That's why I've been keeping up. We've been looking at this one almost every day in the afternoon because I was not sold. I had a tingling in my bones. I rarely get those. I rarely get a tingling in my bones, but Lockheed Martin gave me one. It's been gapping a lot recently. So here's my thought. Random stock selling off. Here's your weekly chart. It was a retest gap on a weekly. Reason number one, I thought we would pull back. Number two, you had the high of this was 269.74. The high of this 269.90. And here's your daily chart. So here's your hourly. So for Lockheed Martin fans, not Ricky Martin, but Lockheed Martin, look to play this one bearish. Let me put this on my list tomorrow and next week. Friday morning, LMT. Okay, yeah, Lockheed Martin. Let's watch that one because it closed below my bearish trigger. And my analysis was I'm just slightly more bearish. I didn't have an exact setup on this one for you guys, but I am a tad more bearish on it. It's a nice gap. I could see this and this pretty easily. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's what I'm going to wait for. Steven says, yep, it's true. Money will go from drones, Lockheed Martin, and go to the wall. U.S. Steel and X. We need to start placing bets about if the wall is actually going to get built or not. They're projecting right now, I think it was like 22 billion. It just kept going up and up and up. At one point, it started at 8 billion, and then like 11, and 16, and then now I think it's not like 22 bill. No big deal though. Just numbers, just zeros on a screen. Just hop into Steven Jackson's bank account. Go pull out all you want. Just write a check, right, Steven? No big deal. Yeah, anyway, so Lockheed, that's a good call. Interesting very interesting thought. I like the close below it. Let's see what this one does. Keep your eyes on this one for a bearish move because we need some good bearish movers out there. And Lockheed could be it. Especially, again, I'm watching this one tomorrow morning. If we open below here, oh, man. Game time. Game time. Dun, 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 dun. All right, that's Lockheed Martin. Dunzo. AMAT. What are we looking at on this one today? I think Justin Jeffrey, this is one that he wanted to look at. Applied Materials. What were you looking at on this one, Justin? Nice candle yesterday. This is the daily chart. Good new white soldier. This wave count looks like it's a bigger structure. It is. All right, so I don't know exactly when I drew this. Can't tell if I drew this earlier than this wave right here or later, but either way, probably later. Nice bounce. I mean, looks like we're going higher. Is this the all-time high? I think so. Nope. I'll say with tech stocks, you got to go all the way back to 2000. You got to go back a bit. It's funny. Is this the all-time high? Yeah, pretty much, except for 2000. If you just forget this part, if you just forget that, yeah, it's the all-time high. Yeah, guys, we're in the wave 5 right now on AMAT. So I forget who wanted to look at this one precisely, but you got yourself a beautiful pennant pattern, stair step. So I might put this one in the afternoon for class tonight. Just as a reminder, there's class tonight from 9 to 10:30, 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern. I might just make reference to that. So AMAT, I like it. If you're whoever requested that one, if you're looking at playing it bullish, the edge does appear to be bullish to me. Netflix today. Netflix, a little bit of a pullback, nothing too crazy. Nothing too wild. So I'm going to want this to bounce tomorrow. And if it bounces tomorrow, then I'm fine. Everything is okay. I'm in this trade from that screen, the setup you see on your screen. Here's the hourly chart without the extended hours. Here's the hourly chart with the extended hours. And the extended hours, you got your bouncing off to 50. So if it bounces here, I'll be able to move the stop up and lock in probably about an R. But anyway, that's the daily charts. I could see us pulling back. Really, I'm going to find out tomorrow if I'll make some money on Netflix or not, or if Netflix is going to make money on me. But the good news is a lot of traders had some put sales on Netflix. We've been bullish. How long have we been bullish on Netflix, Niels? I mean, honestly, since sometime in 2016. Pretty much January 2016, we've been looking for bullish plays on Netflix and just wrecking it. Netflix made my 2016. It made it for me. Just an amazing, immaculate trade. All right, that's Netflix. I got time for just a few more. Okay, let me go look at 3D. 3D printing. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the prize. 3D printing had a breakout today. This is another one that I will absolutely be watching for a bullish trade. You guys know I trade 3D pretty often. Been doing put sales on 3D for about the last year, easily. I'm going to look for something like this on 3D printing. I'm going to keep an eye on it, looking for a limit buy. So if this can, here's your hourly chart on 3D. Just put it on your charts. This is going to be a good one to watch out for a potential bullish, kind of a quick swing trade because it broke above. Nice little breakout today. Here's your long-term moving averages. You're above all those. Here's your weekly long-term moving averages, and that's really going to be the target. So just kind of like a quick boom, boom, 1 hour kind of a play. That's why I have the put sales official. This trade is going to be a little bit more aggressive, so I won't make that one official. But you know who you are. If you get a chance to watch it, feel free to check it out. Let me put Nordstrom on the list. I think we'll get a chance to look at it, Andy. So there's 3D. Here's Mobileye, and I kind of want a bearish trade in my portfolio. Mobileye might be it. It's working on it. It didn't quite close how I wanted it to. Okay, let's look at Mobileye again tomorrow. Mobileye looks a little bit bearish. I'm watching that one closely. Paiju, this one's for you. Here's Home Depot. And Home Depot, Paiju said she's looking at getting in again. Niels has a 125 put sale expiring this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. This is a really, really nice candle pattern right here, Paiju. I like the breakout today. The highs of these two candles are almost the exact same. So realistically, on Home Depot, here's what I'm looking at. We did get a pullback today. So here's the resistance on Home Depot. So you got this resistance support line right here. And we have pulled back to it today. So Paiju, all looks clear for a bullish trade on Home Depot. Here's your exponential moving averages. You're above those. Kind of looks like an ugly inverted head and shoulders pattern. So I would look to probably snag a pullback. Depends on exactly where you want to put your stop. I mean, a comfortable stop will be here about 128.12. But Home Depot, yes. Watch it for a little bit of a trade. All right, so last two, Wynn and Nordstrom. Wynn, nice little sell-off today. Here's your hourly chart. So it really just sold off kind of the last 3 hours of the market. What to do? Wynn is most certainly in a channel. You've got a support down here at about 85. Here's how I would look to play Wynn, and I'm going to watch this one tomorrow also. I'm going to look for something like that. I'm not saying it has to happen over weeks or anything, but let me put this Lockheed Wynn. I'm looking for a pullback into about 95 and then short at around that price range on Wynn, probably with puts, more than likely. Maybe a bear call spread if there's premium, depending on where it is. But yeah, Wynn's in a channel. Here's your weekly chart. Ironic how that little retest right there is actually also the 100 simple moving average on a weekly time frame. So realistically, in regards to taking this trade, just look for potentially a short, since this candle is mostly news story related. And yeah, it could be tomorrow. I mean, yeah, honestly, man, that could be a trigger tomorrow. If it trades out there tomorrow, I'm game to look to get in bearish. I don't think I'm a buy puts expiring tomorrow unless I'm day trading it. I'll probably end up getting into regular December or 2 weeks after that. But yep, you got it, man. A good one to watch for bearish trade. Good eyes. And here's Nordstrom, ticker symbol JWN. Andy says he got into Nordstrom at 55.40. 55.40. No, you didn't. You didn't get in at 55.40. Just kidding, man. That's amazing. Jeez, where was my heads up? That is phenomenal. I love it. Good retest, man. Good buy the dip. So 55.40. Don't know your exact play, but it was probably something like this is my guess. Old resistance, new support. Buy into that support. Phenomenal job, Andy. Great trade. I know you're going to be very, very happy about that one. My thought process on that one, target is 62.26. 62.26, that's where I would peel some off and then look to play the exact same thing again. Look for it to pull back and then buy the dip. Congrats, man. Congrats. Great job. Great job. Beautiful. Glad you got a good winner. All right. Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I got for today. Guess what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Finance Friday. Finance Friday. And then I'm going to Indianapolis. Okay, so here's all the stocks that we got for tomorrow. Goldman Sachs, Home Depot again, Caterpillar. I got Home Depot in here twice. Caterpillar, CLVS, ELG, IBB, CLG, Diamond Offshore, Costco, Apple, Mobileye. Anything else for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? Can be anything and everything. Let's put Tesla on there since we didn't look at it today. Looks a little bit bullish down there. Chesapeake Energy, Micron, we can do that. IBM, you got it, John Wheeler. Absolutely. Let's look at ADM too. We'll put ADM on for Tuesday. By Tuesday, I'll be good and tired. Seagate, got it. Let's look at that tomorrow. Seagate, what else is good for Fridays? Bank of America, American Express. I got trailed out of Visa today, so we'll look at Visa, MasterCard, FAS. I'll put these up front. FAS, XLF. We pretty much all know what to do with those. JP Morgan, Citigroup, silver, gold, Under Armour. All right. Nice little list for tomorrow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, weekend's almost here. Pretty excited about that. I'll be trading with you beautiful people, whoever's in the morning room, all day tomorrow. And I got you guys for Finance Friday tomorrow as well. Tonight, 9:30 to 10:30, I will be somewhere doing the last part of the intermediate series, which is going to be entitled Gaps and Candlestick Patterns. So I'm pretty pumped about that. Justin said, did you see a cover article on Yahoo about biggest bond bull ever being over? No, but let me read on that tonight. I will have read on that before tonight's class. Dude, you rock, man. Thanks for the info. Ladies and gentlemen, you're amazing. Thanks so much for being here. Have a wonderful Thursday night. Perhaps I'll see you later. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, love life, live life, and trade. You guys rock. Bye-bye.